holders of the photos, sketches, and other images and material used in this book, this has not always been straightforward or easy. Again, I would be happy to correct any mistakes in future editions. I have chosen the title SAS Shadow Raiders for this book because that is the unit from which the first operation and that which followed sprang. Of course, other units, the nascent Parachute Regiment, the RAF, Royal Navy, and Britain's scientists played key roles, and that is not to detract from their contributions to this vital and little-told piece of wartime history. One final note. Radar is an American-derived term, one that came into usage towards the end of the Second World War. For much of the war, the British used the term RDF, short for Radio Direction Finding. The Germans the term Desimeter Telegraphie, DF. Radar was a useful, palindromic word that tripped more easily off the tongue. It stood for, and stands for, radio, detection, and ranging. It fell into common usage and is the term I have used throughout this book. Preface. In the summer of 2018, I was invited to speak at the Malvern Festival of Military History. After the event, I was approached by an individual from the Malvern Radar and Technology History Society, MRATHS, perhaps not a name that trips too easily off the tongue. Mike Burstow proved personable and hugely enthused by his subject, and particularly about the radar war, which played such a pivotal role in the Second World War. He suggested it was something I probably would not know much about, as it had been so little publicized, at least in the popular media, but which constituted an utterly gripping tale of scientific genius, skullduggery, daring-do, bluff, and deception. As it happened, I'd long been fascinated by the Bruneval Raid, or Operation Biting as it was codenamed at the time, a snatch-and-grab mission by a few score men to seize a piece of war-winning Nazi technology, the Wehrmacht's mysterious paraboloid radar. My interest in the story quickened when Mike explained that his charity, MRATHS, had rescued for posterity the entire archive, or what remained of it from the Second World War, of Britain's foremost radar research establishment, known as the Telecommunications Research Establishment, or TRE for short. TRE had been at the very heart of defeating Nazi Germany's radar and other vital technologies, and boffins from TRE had played some daredevil roles, including on D-Day when they landed at Omaha and Gold Beaches. A TRE scientist had even formed a part of the assault party deployed in February 1942 on Op Biting to snatch the enemy's prized radar. Mike offered me access to that archive, one that, even at the time of writing, is still being catalogued and assessed. It consists of tens of thousands of documents, photographs, and examples of the technology itself, most of which had been languishing in abandoned buildings, about to be destroyed, when a handful of former military technology boffins, including Mike and the archivist Hugh Williams, discovered it all and realized the need to save it for posterity. They'd formed MRATHS, rescued the material, and the rest, as they say, is history. Via their archive, and the kind attentions and guiding hand of Mike and his team, I was drawn ever deeper into the Bruneval Raid and the wider radar war. The riveting story that unfolds in these pages is the result. But in researching this, I came across something equally spectacular, equally untold. Being an airborne raid, Operation Biting is generally seen as the first battle honour for Britain's Parachute Regiment. But the forerunner to Biting, the first ever airborne raid by Allied forces, provides a powerful prelude to the mission to snatch Nazi Germany's radar. For the first years of the war, our fledgling airborne forces had to fight tooth and nail for recruits, resources, and airframes, and to get assigned missions. Assailed on all sides by naysayers, doubters, and detractors, they would not have succeeded without Winston Churchill's dogged backing. The first ever Allied airborne mission, codenamed Colossus, was launched in February 1941 and was described in official records as a disaster. Not a man returned.